Bitcoin on the daily chart had a nice pump all the way out of the bear market trend line, but then corrected right back down.
There you go. There you go.
Bitcoin rejected the R1 pivot, broke through the bear abla back inside the Bermuda Triangle right here. We are looking for some support in the low 22,300, trying to confirm the daily uptrend by getting a bounce off this white line, the 200 EMA. I think we can still be bullish if we crush down all the way to 21,000 right here, finding support on the 200 exponential moving average. You can see how much support we have in this area. We definitely could come down there, and I will be buying that dip. I am accumulating for the next bull market. Crypto is cyclical. It is on a 4-year cycle, and it is time. The macros and the technicals seem to agree with me. The S&P 500 has broken out of its bear market trend line for the first time since the top, and not just by a little bit. Yes, right now it is popped and crashing down like a Chinese balloon, but I believe it's going to get bought back up. On the 14th, we have the new CPI numbers. They're calculated differently. It's basically the CPI. I think this is going to cause the markets to go into a frenzy. We look at macros on this channel so we can see it as a crystal ball into what's going to happen with crypto. And historically, we have seen the markets rally like crazy when the CPI beats expectations. The massive 2023 rally that has seen the Nasdaq up 15%, the S&P up 8.8%, and Bitcoin up 43% is coming to a little bit of a pause as tech giants miss earnings. Microsoft reported its slowest sales in 5 years. Google missed for a second straight earnings call, and Apple misses for the first time in 7 years. These earnings are for Q4 2022. That is the holiday season. So these misses on sales and earnings suggest that consumer sentiment and purchasing power is decreasing and showing that maybe we are going to slip into some kind of a hard landing. But as far as the markets go, Apple has shrugged it off. It had just a little bit of a dip and then another massive rally. Did the Federal Reserve announce they're going to buy 2 million iPhones a month? Why is it pumping? That really shows you the disconnect between the real economy and the financial economy. We're living in such a bubble that the tail is wagging the dog. And that's pretty evident when you look at the tech layoffs in 2023. We've already had 107,000. That's like 18,000 for Amazon. Google had 12,000. Microsoft 10,000. Where are all these tech jobs going? Well, they are clearing out their misallocation of resources, aka we had to fire the TikTokers.
I got into the office this morning at 6:45 a.m. because I had a workout with Google's trainer, and then I took a shower, got ready for the day, and grabbed a green juice. Here's my yummy breakfast for the morning. Then I walked down to the coffee shop and grabbed an iced coffee with oat milk and got to work for a few hours. Then I took a break and played some putt-putt with some of my colleagues.
The cushy tech jobs are contracting, but the jobs report shows an increase of 517,000 in January. That's crushing estimates as unemployment rate hits a 53-year low. It came back at 3.4%. It hasn't been that low since 1969. Now, where are all these jobs? They're in leisure and hospitality. Basically, the TikTokers went back to bartending. Most of these jobs are just part-time jobs that are going to people who are already working. That is a weak labor market, not a strong one. On top of that, consumers are using credit cards more than ever. The US credit card debt jumps 18.5% and hits a record of $930 billion. That's $2,800 for every man, woman, and child. There's almost $1 trillion in credit card debt, and the delinquencies are on the rise. 64% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. The 10-year and the 3-month Treasury yields are inverted and screaming recession. This is why I believe Jerome Powell came out in the last FOMC meeting, only raised interest rates 0.25% and was very dovish, saying disinflation 15 times. That's why the market rallied. The Fed really has no teeth to continue to hike rates, not unless they want to actually break something. Also, the CPI is going to be calculated differently. That's the consumer price inflation. It is only going to use 1 year instead of 2 years, and that number is going to come out on the 14th, and I believe it is going to drive another market frenzy. I think people are going to start buying like crazy. That's why I'm buying this dip. Jerome Powell, the Federal Reserve, they have no more teeth. They have raised rates as much as they possibly can. Right now, it's about 4.75%, while inflation is about 6.5. I think these next February 14th, the Valentine's Day numbers that are coming out are going to be in the 5%. That is very close to the federal funds rate. And what do we know? This economy is driven by the money printer. It is not driven by technicals. Remember, the tail is wagging the dog. Now, I believe that we possibly could see a hard landing. I think we could see a recession later on in 2023, but I think right now our only hope is to pump our way out of it. Remember, the tail is wagging the dog. We need asset prices to go up. I think Jerome Powell knows that we need asset prices to go up because it filters into the real economy. Companies make more money, they hire more, they pay better, people feel portfolio rich and spend more. That's why I was saying the last FOMC is one giant stimmy package, and I believe we are going to continue to rise until maybe a soft landing or the whole thing comes crashing down and we get a hard landing, forcing the Federal Reserve to cut rates. And if that happens, I'm going to have money to deploy. If we do get that big flush and we hit my original target of about 13K, I still win. So I believe we're going to continue to pump into an inevitable collapse or a soft landing. But anyways, not all earnings came back bad. Tesla beat expectations and by a lot. The revenue is up 37.2%. The net income is up 58.85%. Why is that important? Well, Tesla still has 10,500 Bitcoin and we don't want them to dump. This is a company that I'm interested in buying right here, especially with the Cybertruck going into production this year. Yes, it's ugly, and yes, I ordered one. Tesla is actually one of the most profitable companies, making $9,500 per car, while GM only makes $2,150, Ford losing $762 per car, and NIO, a Chinese company, deep in the red at negative $19,000 per car. But it's China, so I guess red is good. I guess they're only good at making balloons. Look, I know Elon and Tesla did dump, but it looks like that 10,500 Bitcoin are safe, and he might actually be buying more Bitcoin for Twitter. They're acquiring licenses to make Bitcoin a form of payment, and Twitter is actually mooning. It is way up to 556 million users. He is actually increasing ad revenue and users on Twitter, and that's a good thing for crypto adoption and freedom in general. That's why I am bullish on this whole Elon Musk ecosystem, even though it is not very popular right now.
I don't know, I thought it was funny. That's why I wrote haha at the end.
I just want to see normies adopt Bitcoin on Twitter, realize it's a pet rock, and then buy all of my shitcoins. Now, we are seeing more adoption. Visa is targeting stable coins for settlements, especially cross-border. They said we have been testing how to actually accept settlement payments from issuers in USDC, starting on Ethereum and paying out in USDC. So these are very large settlement payments. They are talking about cross-border and making it easier. Maybe the mainstream, the Visas and MasterCards are going to adopt USDC, beating the CBDC to the punch. Hex on the daily chart is consolidating at resistance at the 200 EMA on the daily chart. It is critical to get above 4 cents. After that, I think we're going to rally to about 7 cents. A lot of Hexicans were not fazed by that 97% wild ride down to the lows. The community is still strong, one of the best in the bear market. Now, what we are looking at right here is the mean average of the entire Hex history. Juxtapose that onto the capitulation chart from Smart Money. You can see the return to mean ends despair and resets the cycle. I believe Hex can take out this trend line at about 7.1 cents and even go to 10 cents when testnet version 3 comes out. Remember, we are way oversold. We had the worst FUD you can think we had Outrage Marketing, SCC, we had the division in the Hex community with Zen. Okay, so I sold 45 cents, I bought 3 cents. I wanted to buy before the Zen guys come back because their chart is making new all-time lows right now. Even with X1 coming, I am not very bullish on that. I think those guys are going to come back, and I think they're going to pump this thing back up. So I definitely got in before they did. Now remember, it's only a test net, okay? We still might have to do a version 4. We have no idea, but I do know one thing. I know Richard. I've been following him since 2019. He is a hype man. He is a pump artist. See, Jack Levin is also very smart and likable, but his chart's going down, bro. You know, there's no pumpamentals. So knowing Richard, I think he is going to announce a snapshot and leave room for Hex to pump to get all eyes of the whole crypto community onto Hex and get them to FOMO in before the snapshot. Now, I have no idea how high it could pump, but some targets are like 10 cents, 21 cents, and 32 cents before the snapshot. I think there is a lot of meat on the bone to make a quick flip here, and I will be holding a lot of my Hex going into the snapshot. Yes, I sold 45 cents, but I've had a lot of stakes come up recently. I haven't sold a penny. I'm not trying to dump the price going into the snapshot, but I'm trying to take some profit off the table, keep it in USDC so I could possibly buy a Pulsechain dip or possibly buy an EHEX or PHEX dip, as everybody is going to be confused on what to do, what's going to pump, where people are going to go, where the liquidity is. So it's going to be a wild ride. It's one of the most interesting things in crypto right now. Pulsechain, even Ivan on Tech is tweeting about it. BitBoy is in on it. The two really big and biggest YouTubers in the crypto space are on it. Pulsechain could be the next Solana. We are in the right place. You know, I was doing a lot of research onto new coins, things to ape into in this next bull market, trying to find the next trend, looking at AI stuff. I see a lot of layer ones out there, and it's like, dude, we are already in the best layer one. This one is just launching, and it has a community built in, okay? It has history of massive pumps in this community. We have projects building on this community. So I'm deciding the best thing to do is stay in Pulsechain. Hex could absolutely moon going into this. It's going to get pumped like crazy by Richard with the snapshot announcement, okay? So that's kind of what I'm leaning towards. Everything that I saw was kind of blah. I'm still open to new gems. You know, I also bought Sheep. I bought Polygon. I bought Doge. You know, I bought ETH, things like that. I like to be diversified in the crypto space, but I think the best, most exciting thing is actually right where we already are at. Like, why are you chasing L1 tokens when we already got Pulsechain coming on here? Focus on this ecosystem. You have an upper hand. If you're watching this video and you're into Hex, you already have the upper hand. You don't need to search for another L1, you know? Sure, look for an AI coin, look for a meme, look for an NFT, whatever. Do what you got to do, but focus on this area because this is a new L1 that is launching full system state and a lot of big shills, okay? So yeah, I'm happy where I'm at. I'm very looking forward to this next bull market. So anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed that analysis of crypto and news and macros. Please leave a comment, like, and subscribe. Let's help pump this channel, right? We're Hexkins. We know how to pump. Let's pump this channel. Like and subscribe. Join the Wolf Pack, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.